Welcome back, my dear students. So, in the last video, I mentioned that we were going to do validation, form validation, because we want to make sure that whatever we submit to our database, it has some type of value, right? We don't want to submit this form if it doesn't have anything. And there are two ways of doing that. Either we do it in the client, meaning that before we even get to the server, which is my preferred way of doing it, or we do it in the server. Sometimes it's better to do it in both areas there if you have a really cool application and you want to make sure that, you know, everything is correct. If you have a really small application, doing it in a client side should not hurt. So if I go to the create view here, right in the input, I could easily add the required field here, just like that. Required and required. And now those will be required every time. Well, we don't have to do it in the select. Select is always going to have, as a matter of fact, we should have one selected there by default if we wanted to. All these fields should be required by default now. So our form is not going to let us submit unless we have the required fields, as you see there. You see that? So that's one of the first things that is good to do. Let's do that. Another one in the, let's just do it here real quick. In there. So let's do this, that, this one. See, they're all required. What if, how do we do it in the server side? Well, let's actually take this one off from the text area, and let's make sure that let's actually leave this one. Let's play around with the title better. Let's do it with the title, and let me show you how it's done. So let's go to routes. This routes that submits the data here is where we start playing around with it, okay? So the first thing is that we're gonna check here, and we can say something like this: if not required, right? And then of course it would be the field that we are checking. If not required, I'm sorry, if not rec body title, then we don't submit. So if it's not there, we don't submit any of this data here. This is one way of doing it. Another way would be to create some type of errors array, something like that. And then we could just go ahead and push this in, push. And what we can do is we can push some type of object here, and we can say message, and we can say please add a title. Okay, something like that. And then we come back here and we say if this errors, and we check the length of it, is greater than 0. Okay, then we render back this view. Let's just render back the admin view post create. Okay, and we can pass in the object here like this with the errors. Okay, just like that. Pass the array. Else we can submit the rest of the data. Let's just copy all this there. Actually, we need this one too. Okay, we can just do that. Oh, we can just take this one and put it down here. All right. So we're not gonna do anything unless we have a title for that, right? So that would be a way of doing it. And then on the other side, we can just echo out the errors somewhere. Let's see if we can just do a each here. Errors. Let's close it. Okay, let's go back here. Let's see. Arrow has a key of message. Let's go and try to do this now. Let's see if it works. Submit. Well, let's jump into the next one, and the error is not getting. We're looping through it, and let's see. Let's go back here. So if the title is not there, then we are pushing that object into here and says, please add a title. Okay. If errors that length is greater than 0, we render that page again and we take that there. I'm in post create errors. Let's go and refresh that. It should be working, guys. It should be. Enter. Let's take out the requirement and see if that required things are affecting our submission. Okay. Let's go back here. Refresh again. There we go. You see that? Please add a title. Okay. Now we can make this better, and on the next lecture, I'll show you how to make it better. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you on the next lecture.